The post-credit scene for the upcoming Fantastic Four First Steps has leaked. The details surrounding it, how this sets up Avengers Doomsday, and of course the validity of it will all be discussed in this video. So let's talk about that shocking moment that's going to lead us right into Avengers Doomsday. So it was reported earlier this morning that a recent closer to complete screening of Fantastic Four First Steps was held at some point in Los Angeles in the last 24 hours. Now, there are a couple of conflicting reports in regards to what version of the film was shown and the details coming out of it. But multiple people that have been associated with reporting accurately that screenings have happened in the past have also jumped on and said that yes, it did take place, but there might have been different screenings that showed slightly different versions of the film. Either way, though, whatever the case is, the details surrounding the post-credit scene from the screenings have hit the net. So this is going to be your final warning for spoilers. And also, before we get to it, let me just mention that according to all the reports from the test screening, there is no other mentions of Doctor Doom or any other heroes existing in this specific universe that the Fantastic Four exist in. Apparently, they are a singular existing hero, much like the old days of Marvel films where they weren't really connected and they were existing in their own universes. That's how they're approaching this. And per these reports, it's not clear whether or not their universe is getting destroyed at the end of this film or whether or not that's going to be saved for the beginning of Avengers Doomsday and then leads us into the Thunderbolts. So now with all that out of the way, let's get to the post-credit scene, what goes on, and the debut of Doctor Doom. So again, turn away now. So after the film, after the credits, we see Sue Storm, who is sitting with her and Reed's son, Franklin Richards, in his room reading him a book. Now, she needs to get up and go see Reed or go do something. And after that, she goes back into the room. When she enters the room, this is where she's froze still. Because when she returns, she sees Doctor Doom holding his mask as he's sitting next to Franklin. And his face is never shown, but he's in full costume. And as he's putting the mask down in front of him, that's what they close in on as it then fades to black and says the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom will return in Avengers Doomsday. Now, the costume for Doctor Doom is set to be comic accurate as it gets. And reportedly, if you like that Axl Ross painting, the one that we also saw at the recent Las Vegas Expo, it's set to just pretty much be that. It's literally comic Doctor Doom in the flesh. Now, this isn't that surprising to hear, but in regards to the post-credit scene, it's very interesting because it brings up a lot of questions. Is this the Doctor Doom from their universe? But then it can't be because they escaped the destruction of their universe into the MCU, as we saw at the end of Thunderbolts. Now, maybe that's the opening of Doomsday, and this is still set in their universe, so is Doctor Doom causing an incursion, and then they escape? But that also doesn't work then either. So is this set in the 616 MCU universe, and what we see is sort of like they settled in, they're in their new home, and then Doctor Doom shows up because he needs Franklin, because Franklin can literally create and destroy universes at will. So is he here to sort of like get the kid, right? I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, and certainly this post-credit scene I think is pretty hype if it plays out like this, because again, there's a lot of people that don't even know that Doctor Doom is coming. Remember, it's a select few nerds like us, the mega nerds that know, and the general population and a lot of people that are going to see this film and sit through the credits for the post-credit scene are going to be blown away. So, a lot to unpack here, and honestly, this is the scene, I like it. It brings up a lot of questions, but I guess that's the point, and also we haven't seen the film, so we don't know how it ends, and how it connects to the ending of New Avengers, so we can't really say yay, nay, good, bad, you botched it, or whatever, but there's one more report from this test screening that happened, or the test screenings that happened, that I want to touch upon here, and that's Galactus and Silver Surfer, and them surviving. So again, take all of this, as I said before, with a grain of salt. We just don't know. Things could always change. They could change what happens. But reportedly, Galactus, it's kind of left open-ended whether or not he survives and or how he survives or might survive. And same thing with the Silver Surfer. And we've heard recently that there's some plans to maybe keep the Silver Surfer from this universe around, which I think would be a massive mistake, but I addressed that in other videos. So if they do survive, the one that makes sense to me is Galactus. Like, he is the survivor of the universe before the Big Bang created our universe. He's reborn. So if he dies in one universe, taking the essence of Galactus and putting it into another one makes sense. And maybe what we see in the Fantastic Four is the entire destruction of their universe. So if that happens, obviously he's going to have to be reborn. So rebirth in the MCU would make sense. At the same time, if he keeps his Herald, I think that's stupid because we want him to be reborn in the MCU and then find a new Herald who just happens to be Norrin Radd on Zen-La, the Silver Surfer we want. So it's interesting because the film seems to be doing a lot of things right, but then some of the reports surrounding Galactus and especially Surfer are not good. And I want to put that out there, just not good at all. Again, do not keep her as the permanent Surfer. Absolutely nobody wants that. I can assure you nobody wants that. We want Norrin as Silver Surfer. That's just it. So stay tuned. We're undoubtedly going to find out more about this and more reports in regards to what happens. And I'm definitely excited. There's a lot to be excited about here in the post-credit scene surrounding Doom and how he debuts. That sounds perfect. A creep factor that gets you automatically asking questions and wanting answers. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.